Welcome back to 90 Day Dental Day 7. Some of our speakers will need no introduction, and today's in particular, Shaz's Digimat's company is very well known in our profession, so he will have a lot to say on today's topic, which is on branding through Corona. So we couldn't think of anyone better to give us a more succinct update on what he advises. Take it away.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shaz Memon. Thank you for joining me today. The purpose of today's webinar is to help you understand the kind of marketing you can be doing yourself right now, what you should be posting, what you should absolutely not be posting, the type of communications that should be going out from you right now. The whole purpose of this is to use this time as a massive opportunity to strengthen your brand so you come out strong the other side of this pandemic. Right now, screen time is high from your audience, so this is the absolute opportune time to communicate with your audience because they're acutely listening to the messages you're putting out. If you don't know who I am, I'm the author of global best-selling book Instagram for Dentists. I'm also founder of leading dental marketing agency Digimax Dental in Marylebone, London. Stay tuned for my tips.
I believe now is the time for us to be building our brands by supporting our audiences, our patients, and not selling to them. We've been doing a lot of selling throughout the years through Facebook and Google ads and all kinds of marketing, but now's not the time, I believe, to be doing any kind of selling. Right? Now is the time to support your audience, and how do we go about doing that? So this is the kind of thing that I'm going to be discussing with you in this webinar. With the full lockdown being in effect right now, we seem to be living an apocalyptic movie, quite a scary reality day by day with so many deaths being announced. So we're still in disbelief with what's going on. Your patients do not understand what's happening with the CDO funding, all the aerosol talk, all this talk about protection. People, they don't understand your world. Okay, all they understand is that they've got needs that you would normally meet, and now you're not available. Okay, so all this relationship you've been building with them all this time, now's the time to make sure that you're retaining that relationship. These patients still want to transact with you at the end of this crisis. Now, teeth aren't going anywhere. People's teeth are still going to be there. So even after this pandemic, they're still going to need you. But their choices are going to be altered based on how well you communicated with them at this time. Smartphone screen time is up right now by over 50%. So if you go into your phone settings, there's a good chance you're going to be able to see that your screen time is a lot higher than it was pre-pandemic. Okay, so this is a massive opportunity for you to be speaking to your existing patients and your potential patients at this time where they're locked in and absorbing a lot more information. At the same time, this can also have a negative impact for you if you're not sending out the right messages, or if you're not standing out from all the messages that are out there right now. So what should you do when it comes to your marketing? The knee-jerk reaction for many is to do nothing, because you have more important things to attend to, such as finances and keeping afloat and other worrying things. But really, I think the best thing we can do is use this time positively. Most of the dental practices that I've been working with over the years, the one thing that they didn't have is time. So we used to strip down what we asked them to do so that we could just focus on the most potent things. But at this time, where you're really the best person to be putting out marketing messages to your audience, because no one knows them better than you do, it's an opportune time for us to put out the right kind of messages. So why do I say do not send out certain types of messages? Well, let's have a look for a second. We're all processing marketing messages from some brands who are ignoring the pandemic completely. There are some brands out there, non-dental mainly, who've still got the on button on their marketing, and it's like nothing ever happened. And we're being asked to buy all kinds of products and services. How are we meant to engage or absorb messages from brands when we are mentally disengaged right now from anything that does not involve planning for survival, strategizing, and showing leadership? Insensitive social media posts that do not take into account our current climate is reckless and will annoy people and damage the brand you have spent a long time building. When we get through this, people are going to remember how brands made them feel. Feelings of sadness or happiness are heightened right now. For the first time, we're all being advised to do things against our will. I personally love the idea of being at home for weeks on end and not having to commute in. But the moment someone tells you that you have to stay home, guess what? You want to do the exact opposite. We're all feeling some form of frustration, anxiety, and loss of control. So let us use this time to build our brands further. Let's use this time to help people by communicating better. As Steve Siebold says, you're either growing or you're dying. And I say, don't sell, instead connect. Here is what I believe you should be focusing on right now when it comes to your social media posts. If you are seeing emergency-only patients, report this. Explain how you see them and what the process is. Is it an online triage? Do they phone the practice? How does it work? If you have closed, report this and explain why. Okay? Not everyone's going to be sympathetic to your closure, so you need to make them understand that it was not your choice to do so, but you are still here for them. If you're offering e-consultations, report this. A practice that I know and respect very well, their principal is offering e-consultations with no strings attached for absolutely anything that a patient wants to talk about to do with dentistry, whether it's an emergency, general question, even cosmetic. They're making their time available, certain slots in the day, to speak to any patient, whether they're registered at the practice or not. Awareness on avoiding excessive consumption of sugar during this time, using hashtags such as stay at home or sugar awareness. Reminders on how people should be brushing at this time. The sky's the limit on what you could be posting. What you should not be posting right now are special offers. Special offers suggest that you are not accepting the current times that we are in. And even if you do acknowledge those times, I don't believe anyone is thinking straight. People are being made redundant, asked to do things that they're not comfortable with, being furloughed, there's financial uncertainty. So asking people for financial commitments at this time is going to upset more people than it is going to make happy. So certainly if you cast a wider net, you're going to get some people interested in those special offers. But I think it's going to wind up a lot more people than it is going to actually help. The other thing with sharing before and afters is that I don't feel you should be just posting them as usual, because it's quite confusing to see those type of messages, especially if you're closed. Instead, I would post those sparingly, referring to you doing something that you love doing, not being able to wait to get back to that. So reminiscent posts, but also being positive about the future and saying you cannot wait to see patients again, to carry out these kind of smile transformations. So act responsibly right now. Think about your brand and be there for your audience as a ray of knowledge, guidance and support. These are some of the things that pre-pandemic I was advising, particularly in my book, that practices or dentists, associates, they should be posting. Things have changed a little bit. We've had to pivot. So now my advice is you could be posting tips on staying healthy while at home, what books to read, films to watch, ingenious ideas to keep the kids entertained, share something hopeful and positive, education and personal development ideas, inspiring videos or podcasts, showing solidarity, showing care for others, offering your help. And it doesn't need to be dental help, it could be helping people with their shopping, letting people know how they can contact you, posts on how one could upskill by learning a new language, or how to meditate, easy recipes that only require 5 ingredients, sharing some neutral humor, goal setting, planning for when we are out of this, run polls to get people's opinions, positive polls, or go live and host a watching party. If you enjoyed the tips I gave you today, you're welcome to visit my website and subscribe to my newsletter, where I share lots of other advice like this and downloads. And please do head over to the articles section on my website, where you can download the social media posts and the PDF that I spoke about earlier. Thank you for your time. Stay safe and stay healthy.